Welcome to the Morning English Podcast. Listen, learn, and speak English daily.
Hello, English learners, and welcome to our podcast. My name is Emma, and we are so happy that you are here with us today.
And I'm Mark. Yes, welcome everyone. It's wonderful to have you here with us today.
We really want you to feel like you're just, sitting right here in the room with us, like a third friend having a cup of tea or coffee.
Exactly. Because this is a relaxed place to learn real English. There's absolutely no pressure here, no tests, just easy conversation.
So just get comfortable, settle in, and, well, let's just chat. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, but I actually had a really clumsy morning today.
Oh, no. What happened?
Well, I was making my breakfast, and I dropped my favorite coffee mug right on the kitchen floor. It just broke into a million pieces.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, but the funny thing is, well, maybe not funny, but my very first thought was just, ugh, I ruined everything.
Wow. That is such a harsh thing to say to yourself over a coffee mug, right?
It really is. I mean, it's just a $5 piece of ceramic, but my brain completely attacked me. And actually, that perfectly connects to what we're talking about today.
It totally does. Today, we are exploring a really beautiful topic. We are going to learn how to love yourself more just by changing the everyday English words you use.
Right. You're going to learn how to stop being so mean to yourself, how to handle it when people criticize you, and how to set healthy boundaries, all using simple, real English.
It's going to be such a helpful discussion. But quickly, before we start, please remember to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with one friend who is also learning English.
Yes, please do. So to start us off today, I have a question. Think about your own life for a second. What is the very first thing you say to yourself in your head when you make a small mistake?
That is a great question to think about because, the loudest voice we hear every single day is actually our own voice, the one inside our heads.
Exactly. And usually, that voice is not very nice, like with my coffee mug this morning.
Right. Let's talk about a situation that I think everyone listening can relate to. So imagine you go out to dinner with some friends. You have an amazing time, lots of laughs.
Sounds fun so far.
Right. But then, the next day, someone shares a group photo from the dinner. Everyone else is sending happy emojis, but you look at the photo and you completely ignore the fun memories. You just zoom in on your own face and say, I always look terrible in pictures.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think we have all done that. It's a huge trap for the brain.
It really is. And the biggest problem isn't just that it's a negative thought. The real problem is the vocabulary, specifically the absolute words.
Let's explain what we mean by absolute words. These are words like always, never, everything, or nothing.
Yes, like saying, I always look terrible, or I never do anything right.
When you use words like always or never, you are taking one tiny mistake, like a bad photo or a spelling mistake in a text message, and you are telling your brain that it is a permanent fact.
But, why do our brains do that? Why do we jump from, oh, I dropped a mug to I ruin everything?
It's actually because our brains want to keep us safe. When you make a mistake, your brain feels a little bit of stress. It feels like a threat. So to process that threat really fast, it takes a shortcut. It uses those big, absolute words.
It's like hitting a big red panic button.
Exactly. But those words are just not true. Did breaking a mug actually ruin everything in your whole life?
Of course not.
Right. But when you say the word everything, your brain gets confused. It thinks there is a huge disaster, and it just panics.
So we need to change the English words we use to stop the panic. Instead of using absolute words, we can use a really simple three-part sentence.
Yes, this is a great tool. Part 1, say what happened, just the facts. Part 2, say how you feel. Part 3, say what you will do next.
Let me try this. So let's say I am cooking and I burn the dinner. Instead of saying I'm a terrible cook, I ruin everything.
Which is very mean to yourself.
Very mean. So instead, I will use the 3 parts. I left the chicken in the oven too long, I feel frustrated, and I will make a simple sandwich instead.
That is perfect. Notice how much calmer that sounds.
Yeah.
You only talked about the chicken. You didn't say you were a bad person.
Yeah.
And you gave yourself a plan.
I love that. But I have to ask, does loving yourself mean we always have to pretend everything is okay? Like if I burn the dinner, I don't want to smile and be happy about it. I want to be a little angry.
And that is perfectly okay. That's why part 2, saying how you feel, is so important. Being kind to yourself does not mean you are faking happiness.
Ah, I see.
It just means you're using accurate language without being cruel to yourself.
You can be mad. Just stick to the facts. Don't turn a burnt dinner into a personality flaw.
Accurate language without being cruel. I think that is a beautiful rule to remember. Try saying it with us, guys. Accurate language.
Without being cruel. Great job. So if we are already this hard on ourselves, with our own mistakes, it makes sense why other people's words can make us panic even more.
Oh, absolutely.
Eh?
This brings us to, honestly, the scariest message you can get at work. Imagine your boss sends you a text message that just says, "Can we talk about this tomorrow?"
Oh, my heart is beating faster just hearing that.
I know, right? You get that message, and immediately your brain starts to, well, let's teach a great English word here. Your brain starts to spiral.
Spiral. That's a really useful word. S-P-I-R-L. When your thoughts go down, 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 getting worse and worse.
Exactly. So your thoughts spiral. You think, oh no, they hated my work. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my house.
You literally invent a disaster in your head from just one small message.
And how do we stop the spiral?
We can use one tiny, amazing English word. The word yet. Y-E-T.
Just yet. Tell me more about how to use that.
Well, when your boss says, "Can we talk tomorrow?" what is the only fact you know? You only know they want to talk. You don't know if you are in trouble. So you say to yourself, "I don't have enough information yet."
Oh, wow. I love that. I don't have enough information yet, because yet means the story isn't finished. You don't have to panic because you just don't know the end of the story. Exactly.
Yeah.
It keeps you in the real world instead of the disaster in your head. There is another great phrase for this too. You can say, "I might be reading too much into this."
Reading too much into this, that's a great idiom. It means you are looking for a negative meaning that isn't really there.
Right. So if a friend sends a very short text message and you think they are mad at you, just tell yourself, "I might be reading too much into this."
It's so funny, though. We will spend so much energy worrying about criticism that hasn't even happened. But what happens when someone actually gives us a nice compliment?
Oh, we do the complete opposite. We reject it.
Yes. If someone says, "Wow, your English is getting so good," usually our first reaction is to say, "Oh, no, it's not. I still make so many mistakes. Anyone could do it."
We just push the nice words away. And it's because it feels strange to accept praise when we usually criticize ourselves. But think about it this way. Rejecting a compliment is like someone giving you a beautiful birthday gift, and you just push it back into their chest and say no.
Oh, that makes me feel kind of bad. You're telling them their opinion is wrong.
Right. It's actually a little bit rude, even if we were just trying to be humble.
But it's hard, right? In many cultures, we are taught to be humble. So how do we accept a compliment in English without sounding arrogant or, too full of ourselves?
It is surprisingly simple. You just say, "Thank you, that means a lot."
Thank you. That means a lot. That is so nice.
Yes, it's a complete sentence. You don't need to list all your mistakes. Just smile, accept the nice words, and say thank you.
I really want our listeners to practice this. Next time someone says your English is great, do not say no. Just say thank you.
Let the good words in.
Now, speaking of letting things in, we also need to know how to keep things out. And this brings us to setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries. This is a very important concept. A boundary is just a rule you make to protect your time and your energy. It's learning how to say no politely.
But saying no is so hard for so many of us. Imagine a friend invites you to dinner, but you are just so tired from working all week.
I know exactly what happens next. You try to say no, but you give a million excuses.
Yes. You say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I really want to come, but work was crazy, and the traffic is bad, and my head hurts, and..."
It's like you're in a courtroom trying to prove you are tired.
Exactly. But why is that a bad thing? Isn't it just being polite?
Actually, over-explaining is dangerous because it makes your no sound like a negotiation.
What do you mean by a negotiation?
Well, if you say, "I can't come because my car is broken and I have a headache," your friend might say, "Oh, I can pick you up in my car. And I have medicine for your head."
Oh, and now you are trapped.
Exactly. You gave them problems to solve. Instead, a good boundary is short and clear. You just say, "I can't make it tonight. I really need a quiet evening to rest, but I would love to see you on Saturday."
That is so clear. I can't make it tonight. I need to rest, but let's meet Saturday. It's warm, it's friendly, but it is a firm no.
And you can use this at work, too. If your boss gives you a huge new project, but you're already too busy, don't just say yes and get stressed out.
Right, but you also can't just say, "No, I won't do it."
True. The trick in English is to show them the problem. You say, "I can take this new project, but I will need to finish the other report next week instead. Which one is the priority?"
I love that. You were saying, "I can do it, but we have to make a choice." It's very professional.
Exactly. Now, there's one popular phrase about boundaries that we really need to talk about. The phrase is, I need space.
Oh, people use that all the time in relationships. I need space. Isn't that a good boundary?
Actually, it's a very bad boundary because it is not clear. When you tell a friend or a partner, I need space, their brain panics. They think, oh no, they don't love me anymore. The relationship is over.
Because it sounds so emotional and serious.
Right. If you just had a long day and you want to be alone for a bit, you need to be precise. Tell them exactly what you need.
So what should we say instead of I need space?
Say, I need an hour alone to rest. Or, I just want to read my book by myself tonight.
That is so much better. It gives them a time limit. It says, I am just resting. I am not leaving you.
Exactly. It protects your relationship while still getting you the quiet time you need.
Okay, so we've learned how to protect our energy from other people. But what happens when we are the ones who make a big mistake? When we accidentally hurt someone else?
This is where we talk about how to apologize. Taking responsibility without, here's that phrase again, beating yourself up.
Right. So think about the situation. You are at work and you accidentally send your coworker the wrong computer file. Because of your mistake, they have to work 3 extra hours to fix it.
Oh, that's a bad feeling.
It's terrible. And usually our first reaction is to send an email saying, I am such an idiot. I'm the worst coworker ever. I am so, so sorry.
We do that because we want them to know we feel bad. But think about what you are actually doing. When you call yourself an idiot and get really upset, you are forcing the other person to comfort you.
Wait, really?
Yes. Imagine you spill a big glass of cold water all over your coworker's shirt.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Instead of just getting a towel and saying sorry, imagine you fall on the floor, crying loudly, saying, I am so clumsy, I am so stupid.
Oh, I see. If I am crying on the floor, my coworker, who is completely wet and freezing, has to bend down and say, no, Emma, it's okay, don't cry.
Exactly. The person you hurt now has to take care of your feelings. It's actually a little bit selfish.
Wow, that is a great example. So how do we apologize in a healthy way, in good English?
A good apology has 4 simple parts. Name what you did, recognize how it hurt them, fix it, and say how you will stop it from happening again.
Okay, let's try it with the computer file. I would say, I am sorry I sent the wrong file. I know it cost you a lot of time today. I have sent the correct file now, and I will double check the name next time.
Perfect. It's professional. You fixed the problem, and nobody had to cry on the floor.
That is so helpful. And notice the grammar there. There is a huge difference between saying I made a mistake and saying I am a mistake.
That is the most important lesson today. Action versus identity.
Yes. I made a mistake means the mistake is just an action. It's outside of you. You can fix it. But I am a mistake means you are totally broken.
And you were never a mistake. You just made one. That is true self-love.
So true. All right, we have one last topic to cover today. And it's something that happens to all of us on social media.
Ah, yes. The comparison trap.
Yes. You are scrolling on your phone and you see a friend who woke up at 5 a.m., went for a run, cooked a healthy breakfast, and learned 3 new languages before lunch.
And instantly you think, why am I so lazy? Why can't I be like them?
Exactly. But why is it logically wrong to compare ourselves to other people like that?
Because you are missing information.
Yeah.
You are comparing your whole messy real life with all your tired moments and mistakes to someone else's highlight reel.
Their highlight reel. That means only the best, perfect moments that they choose to show the world.
Right. You don't know if that friend is super stressed or if they didn't sleep at all. You don't have all the facts. So you can only compare yourself to one person, yourself.
Compare yourself to your past self. I love that. But what words should we use? If I say I am not as good at English as I want to be, I still feel sad.
This is where we use progress words, words that show you are moving forward. Remember the word yet.
Yes. I haven't mastered English yet.
Perfect. Or you can say, I am still learning. Both of these phrases are kind, and they are completely true.
I'm still learning. That feels really good to say. But let me ask a tricky question. If we are always saying, oh, I'm still learning, and forgiving ourselves, aren't we just being lazy? How do we know if we are getting healthy rest or just avoiding hard work?
That is a great question. The difference is the plan. Healthy rest has a purpose and a timeline.
A timeline, like a schedule.
Yes, healthy rest sounds like this. I am too tired to study English right now. I will rest tonight, and I will study tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Ah, so you have a plan to come back. What does avoiding look like?
Avoiding sounds like, this English grammar is too hard, so I'm just going to watch TV and ignore it forever. There is no plan.
That makes a lot of sense. And sometimes loving yourself isn't just about resting. Sometimes it means asking for help.
Yes. Asking for help is a huge part of self-compassion. So many of us want to do everything alone, but it is perfectly fine to say to a teacher or a friend, I am really struggling with this, can you help me?
Exactly. Knowing your limits is a strength, not a weakness. So let's do a quick recap of the amazing things we learned today.
We learned that true self-love is about accurate, respectful communication.
We need to stop using absolute words like always and never.
We need to use the word yet when we are worried about the future.
We learn to accept compliments by just saying, thank you.
We learn to set boundaries without giving a million excuses.
And we learn to apologize for our mistakes without beating ourselves up.
It's all about clarity and kindness.
It really is. So here is your speaking challenge for this week, listeners. The next time you drop a mug or make a small mistake in English, catch yourself. Don't say, I am stupid. Just state the facts. Tell yourself, I made a mistake and I am still learning.
And as you practice this, think about this final idea. We talked entirely about how changing your English words helps you feel better. But imagine what happens to the people around you.
What do you mean?
Well, when you stop over-apologizing and you set clear boundaries, you are actually training the people around you to communicate better too.
Wow. So by being kind and clear to yourself, you are teaching others how to be kind and clear to you.
Exactly. Your own self-respect might actually be contagious. It can spread to everyone around you.
That is a beautiful thought to end on. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please remember to practice your English every single day. Even just a little bit helps.
Yes, consistency is key. You guys are doing great.
Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. Keep practicing, be kind to yourselves, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone. Take care.